This video is not suitable for audiences under 13 years of age.
Kill. Double kill. Triple kill. Titan Slayer. Godlike.
Hello everyone, Mixfant Gaming here. Welcome to my channel. Today we're taking a look at some more test server action. This weekend's test server, there's a whole host of rebalancing done to various weapons, some robots. I'm sure you've all heard about it. I'm sure you've all complained about it. There's also still have the Jaegers in here as well as the railgun weapons. I'm not really going to cover that too much. I know there's a lot of been other YouTubers that's gone over it extensively. I wasn't able to get on the test server last weekend, unfortunately. I kept getting the error, please check your hangar, every single time I tried to log in. I had uninstalled the test server, reinstalled it. I completely wiped my entire device from the live version as well. Again, I could not get into it no matter what I did. Thankfully, this weekend I was able to get in. So I threw on here just a quick hangar with some of the changes that they put in. And we're going to see how it pans out. So first off here, I throw in the Aojun, of course, since it's being nerfed quite heavily. I threw on the Avengers to see how bad that is. As you can see, this particular test server, they didn't add pilots in here, so it's really hard to gauge the effectiveness of these weapons without the ability to put on the skills such as the sharpshooter or the acceleration, etc., for the kinetic weapons. But we know probably nobody's going to be using Avengers anyways after this nerf, so there's really no point in trying to test things out with the pilots. Beyond that, I threw in the Ravana, this time running Wasps. The Wasp got a buff, Ravana didn't. It came equipped on the test server with Wasps, and I wanted to check Wasp anyways, so I kept it on the Ravana. That way, I'll just use my Transcendence ability to run out from behind cover, do some shots, and run back in. Similarly here, I have the Phantom. I run this build personally on my own account, and I really like the Spark Scourge combination. However, the Sparks and Scourge have also been nerfed. I think it's either 10 or 15% damage. And we'll see how effective or ineffective this can be going forward. I also threw the Mender. I used to love running the Mender. It was and still is one of my favorite bots. However, I had to sideline it, especially with the release of Titans and the faster robots such as the Leech, etc. I was able to still make relatively good use of it when I had shotguns on it, but after the shotgun nerf, I couldn't make use of it anymore. I tried using flame weapons. It worked okay, but still, it was dying too quickly, and the Mender had lost its way. It didn't have the speed necessary to keep up with the rest of the meta, and thereby had a hard time getting to teammates to heal them. But it's had a buff. It has increased resistance. When it goes into its ability, it has increased speed and has increased pulses. So, you know what? We might even see a little bit of a surge of the Mender, and I think it would work quite well with the Quarkers and Atomizer. And finally, I throw on the Jaeger just so I can play it for once with the Gauss weapons. Well, I really don't see this coming into the meta. But of course, that being said, all this stuff is only at level 8, and we know level 8 weapons, level 8 bots are completely weak. And it could be a completely different story once these things get maxed out Mark II level 12. And if people are not using them, you can bet your bottom dollar that Pixonic is going to buff the crap out of them and make them so irresistible to people who are willing to spend money. I wouldn't be surprised if they maybe increase the number of shots it has. Right now it's one shot and then it takes 9 seconds to reload. Personally speaking, I would rather see it like a boom, 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 like maybe 3 shots, and then you have a reload, because a 9-second reload in a fast-paced game is quite a long time. That's one of the reasons why people complain, or at least were discouraged from using Punishers, Punisher Ts, the Avengers, the Mullets. They had like a 10-second reload. So while they did decent damage, at least prior to this upcoming nerf for the Avengers, their reload is really what killed them. Anyways, so let's just hop in the game here and see what we can come up with. I'm only going to do one single game. There's been lots of other YouTubers out there posting videos. whatever I say is just going to be my own opinion. I'm sure everybody who's watching this has probably already come up with their own opinions as to what they've seen either on the test server themselves or through various videos. Alright, so we're already past the 14-second average wait time. There we go. And we're hopping into a match. And what do we have? We are on Beacon Rush. Let's start with a Phantom right away. And we're going to run straight to center. Unfortunately, I forgot. Usually when I'm playing on this device, I put thumb grips on. So, because my thumbs can get pretty sticky on this device because I have a screen protector on it. And unfortunately, I forgot to put them on. So anyways, I'll try to make do. I find this Phantom going pretty slow, being in its rush ability. It at least was faster than it was in Outer. So I did get this beacon. The question is, I do have anti-air. I'm trying to see what it does range. Of course, it's relevant. Also, well, I have Battleborn, but I don't know why I'm getting hit so pretty much. Battleborn is still running. I don't know how it lost so much. Now I'm locked down. There goes my anti-control. I'm just trying to stay on the center long because I know I'm on the other side. And there's something behind me too. So, I'm going to die here. It's fine. I really don't care about this match. Alright, so speaking of the Ravana, let's get in it. Try to use some. Nope, I think he's gone. We don't want the Raider on the spot. Oh, got at least a little bit. I didn't see much. Doesn't seem to be a lot. And of course. It might be spirals, it might be like this. One left. Okay, well those wasps were pretty decent on that target there. Oh, there goes that. Well, I'm just gonna get behind here. And of course my teammate gets in wall. Granted, I'm not really playing the game. Over here, and how that's like is awfully short. Wow. I get this guy at room. And man, not too hard to get any damage. Even if they're the Avengers outfits. Absolutely suck. Thanks, Pixonic. I hate Loki's on the damn shiver. All they do is instead of testing it stuff, I here on this thing. Let's see if I get right up into his torso. What I get. Horrible. And here. I hate it. Hit, would you hit him? Come on. He's right. What are you doing? Why aren't you going trying to hit him? Thanks a lot. So, I do have a controversy for this. Thanks a lot, you stupid Lokis. And this is why I don't even want to come on the test server anymore. You know, Lokis have not changed. And when I come on the test server, I try to actually just search for TDM because I'm sick and tired of Lokis running around, capping beacons, and not actually testing anything. You know, if I had my way, I would disable Lokis from the test server. Because like you can, well, we never could put the Yang Li pilot on here, but it's just insane that people come on here just essentially troll while other people are actually trying to do some tests. All right, so anyways, my thoughts. You know, it's not going to surprise you. Most of the changes that they're putting in place is absolute crap. It's not needed. You know, the nerf to the Avengers is not needed. It was already nerfed quite a bit, so much so that you almost never see Avengers in Champion League anyways anymore. They're good for, you know, Expert League, even going to Masters League. Keep it that way. Let them use it. It's not a big deal. People, when they get in Champion League, they're going to have to essentially move on to other things anyways. Yeah, they might be able to use them, but if they really want to compete and compete well in Champion League, they're going to have to let their Avengers go for the most part. The Ravana nerf about not being able to cap a beacon, it's good. It's not going to fix the problem. The reduction of a second in the Ravana, again, it's not going to fix the problem. Especially if you have people in a squad, you have two Ravanas going to beacon, they're not always going to be in Transcendence at the same time. So they're going to still be able to cap a beacon if you have two Ravanas on it. What needs to be addressed is the amount of time, the number of invincibilities that it can have. Yes, reducing the duration of its Transcendence by a second is okay, but Pixonic, just remove Foolhardy Quartermaster completely from the game, from all bots. Remove the Clever Survivor from the Ravana, and you know what? You will fix the problem. Beyond that, I didn't unfortunately get to play a lot with the Mender. I wanted to play a little bit more, and wasn't even able to drop in with the Jaeger. But I'm going to leave it here for now. I'm not going to go into gameplay with Loki's trolling. I'm sorry. And I could counter it by putting Quantum Radar on every single one of my bots. But you know what? It's Sunday afternoon now. I wasn't able to get on to the test server yesterday. I'm finally able to get on now. I only have a few minutes. I have to get ready to barbecue some dinner for the family. So I'm just going to leave it at that. But overall, I am not happy at all with the test server rebalancing at all. The Wasps are gaining a buff, but if you've actually noticed any Wasp gameplay, when you get in a Champion League and higher end, they hurt. You get hit by 4 Wasps on a leech that are maxed out, they hurt. The only reason they're buffing them is because not many people are using them. I'm glad to see the Mender buff. It's needed. But as for everything else, you know, the Scourge and Sparks, in my opinion, don't really need to nerf. If you want to nerf the Scourge and Sparks, well, reduce the damage it does at range. But you don't have to reduce the overall damage to it. Just reduce the damage at range so that they're more of an up-close, brawling type weapon. Like I said, the Ravana nerf I don't think is really going to change anything. Aojun flight speed and the damage reduction to the built-in ability, completely unnecessary. People already see the power of the Hawk, and they're, at least in Champion League, those that have a Hawk already have already transitioned over to the Hawk versus the Aojin. They don't run both. They don't run the Aojin and the Hawk. What they tend to do is they take the weapons that were on the Aojin, put it on the Hawk, and then put another 2 light weapons on the Hawk. That's what they're doing. So really, the Aojin doesn't really need too much of a nerf, if any. It's just the fact that the Hawk is there it's going to fix that problem in higher champion league. Let the people who have gotten the Aojin in Expert League and Master League, let them have some fun with it. The Yang Li pilot is what made the Aojin really OP in the last probably 4 or 5 months. Same thing, the pilot for the Ravana is what made it really OP. Given also the pilot skills I mentioned, the Foolhardy Quartermaster and the Clever Survivor, those should be removed from that bot. Beyond that, from what I've seen of the railgun weapons, they're completely weak. The SS is at level 8, so I have no idea what's going to be at Mark 2 level 12. Pixonic, you should allow us just test this stuff at max level so we can see the true effectiveness of these things. Anyways, overall, very disappointed with Pixonic, very disappointed with their business model, very disappointed with how they decide to do quote-unquote balancing. You want to balance something. What about the stupid 600-meter Ao Ming? You say you wait 3 to 4 months of collecting data before doing anything. Well, the Titans have been out for 11 months. 10 months, actually, I think. And you've done little other than introduce the Hawk. The flip side of that is the people who would want the Hawk to try to deal with the maxed out Titans, the ones that are like me, that I have a low level Titan. I don't have the maxed out Titan to go against maxed out Titans, so I'd love to get the Hawk and max it out. The unfortunate thing is, those who have maxed out Titans now already have maxed out Hawks. And there really is no true counter to the Hawk. But that is another story. This is not related to this specific test server. So as I said, very disappointed pretty much across the board of all items and changes in this test server. Anyways, if you happen to like this video, please give it a thumbs up, leave any comments below, and until next time, cause some mayhem in the field for me.